So today's video, for those who know me, I can't believe I am reviewing this cigar. And to most people who are watching this video, I am just a brand new channel. I am baby, quote unquote, yada yada, blah blah blah. Nah, reality, I'm not. This is my first time having my own solo channel. But prior to this channel, I've had a podcast channel. I'd had a variety review channel that stems from 3 to 4 years ago being created. I've sat down with many cigar CEOs, presidents, and so on, and I have a lot of experience under my belt when it comes to cigars and reviews and all that kind of sorts. But a cigar that I have never, ever reviewed in any of my channels I had or been a part of, I never touched Gurkha. Obviously, it is a taboo as a review channel to talk badly or talk about cigar companies negatively, whatever. Some people don't care, some people do. I tend to try my best to stay neutral. And the reason why I just never introduce brands like Gurkha or other ones that people who do know me, if you kind of looked at my channel, if you were a part of Sex and Fire, you guys would kind of notice what cigars I never lean towards. Important to mention that it's not that I have a dislike towards the company of Gurkha. It's just the cigars I have tried from that company have been stuff that are not really my cup of tea, which is why I kind of stay away from it. But I have two good buddies of mine that have reviewed the cigar and left me speechless. A lot of cigar videos you guys have been watching on my channel has been awarded to me by Eric from Smoke One If You Have One. Eric, the most critical, highly judgmental, very direct and blunt reviewer, put this cigar in the same pedestal as a Plasencia Ethypol. I didn't want to get the cigar. I needed to get the cigar. I've been trying ever since I had the Suma, and ever since I had the Ethypol. I've been trying to chase that dragon of just another cigar that I could add to my potential top 10 of not even the year, just of all time. And so far, the Ethypol is definitely up there for the top 10 of all time. The Suma is definitely up there for top 10 of all time. I want to see if this is a perfect candidate for that spot, or if I just think it's time for Eric and Tony to go to a home and retire. So on that note, let's just get into the cigar. This is Gurkha Gear the Dragon.
Everything that we love is temporary. Please remember me when I'm dead and I'm buried. My mind just wants to be free. Wants to be free.
Okay, there's a very woodsy aroma to it, to the wrapper. I'm not really getting much from the... Yeah. I get wood. It's like a very slight sweetness to it. Slight dirtiness to it. That's all I'm getting though. Just wood and dirtiness. Not talking about saying on the bad way, like earth. All right, let me just cut this bad boy and go for some dry pulls. That's floral. It's like a Cuban. Oh my God. It's like a Cuban. Very floral with a dab, very small dab of sweetness just from the dry pull. Ain't no fucking way. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. All I'm getting is floral and very slight of that sweetness and wood just from the dry. I'm gonna pay respects to the cigar since my two good friends paid high respects and give it a high rating. I'm gonna go for matches. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh, and there's a little spice at the end of it. It's almost like edible arrangement. You have that floral element. You have this spice. The spice could come from, I don't know, if you're a fan of putting a tad bit of like cinnamon. It's not cinnamon in it, more like a black pepper or red pepper. But I'm talking about a little spicy index to it. I'm not sure there's any fruits out there that you could put black pepper on. That's why I'm trying to mention cinnamon. I'm trying to orchestrate this image. The best way I could describe it is, like I said, is an edible arrangement. You have all these different types of just fruits. I'm talking about like a very high quality, very thought out edible arrangement. As in, you have the roses, you have the lilies, you have the forget-me-nots. You just have all these combination of different flowers that you have with the strawberries and this and that. And maybe, you know what? Fine. At the side of it, you might have like a little bowl of possibly of like flan. And flan is a Puerto Rican dessert where it's caramelized sugar. And people tend to put like cinnamon on top. But, and for this case, the cinnamon is red pepper or black pepper. But I just want to get you guys to try to imagine the taste notes I'm getting. And it's a slight woodsiness to it. And that pepper is not even that intense. It just adds the fuel to the flame. This is nice. Fuck me, man. I had to get this. So that's my impression so far in the first third. Let me give you guys a little more background information on the cigar. It's a lot. Trust me. It's going to be a lot of information that I'm offering you guys. So you ready? This cigar is a 6 by 3/4 by 52 Figurado. The wrapper type is a Maduro. The country origin is Dominican Republic. That's all I have. Everything is undisclosed. Wrapper, binder, filler, everything's undisclosed. The company gave us no breadcrumbs, no nothing. Just that it was just rolled in Dominican Republic. That's it. And that is a medium cigar. That's all. Loads of information. Back to the review. I'm getting this slight leather. Like leather hay. And the thing that's so weird too is that typically with cigars, whenever you do smoke them, they have a lingering taste after you're done retroling, puffing, whatever. Once you're done actually exhaling out the remnants of the smoke, it barely leaves a taste in your tongue. You can smoke the cigar and just feel clean afterwards. This gives me definitely Cuban cigar vibes. That floral component is so nice. Mixing with that sweetness. I was gonna just transition to the 1/3 mark and continue from that point on, but I forgot to mention this cigar is $25 for the MSRP. Each box possessing 15. There's a total of 1,000 boxes of this cigar, meaning there's only 15,000 of these cigars that exist in this world. So if you are a fan of Gurkha, and if you do enjoy Gurkha cigars, I would say try your best to run and grab one. It's $25 for this cigar, especially with this much flavor. I think is worth it. Secondly, background information that I forgot to mention is that this is going to be a 5-part series. This specific one is Gurkha featuring El Artista. The next project will be Gurkha with AJ Fernandez. The following project will be Gurkha and Tabacalera La Alianza SA. That's going to be their collaboration. Following that project will be Gurkha with Aliva. And lastly, the 5th and final project of the Year of the Dragon special will be Gurkha and Oscar Valadares. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm entering the second third. I'm getting this nuttiness to it. There's so many components that's just like this blending. It's like a blender. My mouth kind of feels like a dishwasher. Like I'm getting all these elements, like flavors is splashing. I'm getting the roof of my mouth, the tip of my tongue, back of my throat. God damn, that sounds wrong. Gurkha got me saying weird shit. But it's just like all these components, it's hard to like pinpoint everything I'm getting from this cigar. The floralness is so elegant. And now that pepper died down, I'm getting like this gritty earth, like a dirty earth with a little bit of nuttiness. I'm even getting like this very like moist, very damp wood. But before I upgraded to the electric humidor, I had my own personal Spanish cedar humidor that was given to me by my father. And I remember the days whenever I used to take my cigars out and I would season my humidor. For those who don't know what seasoning means, I'll get a dry rag, damp it with distilled water, and just wipe my humidor down. And the point of that is to create more humidity. For cigars, you need to have it stored with humidity and at the right temperature. But I'm getting that smell and taste of just wet wood or wet cedar in the cigar too. I have like this dirty, gritty earth, like it just rained. Not petrichor. I'm not talking about like how petrichor is, which is the aroma you get when it's a dry season and it rains for the first time after a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two. I'm not getting that petrichor element. I'm just getting just wet mud, wet wood aroma to it. I'm gonna keep that classification that this cigar reminds me of an edible arrangement, because now I'm getting this fruiting element to it. Not only is it floral, I'm getting like a fruitiness to it, almost like a little bit of roasted nuts too. It gives me the remnants of basically Valentine's Day. February was not too long ago. Flowers is typical what you get for your wife on Valentine's. If she's big into strawberries, she's big into fruits, you would get her edible arrangements. You would get her flowers, edible arrangements, and sometimes a few of her favorite candies. This is essentially the man version of that. You're getting your flowers, you're getting your edible arrangements, and you're getting your candies. And the candies I get from this is the whole sweetness, like a licorice. You get a little bit of that sweetness, vanilla. You're getting a little bit of that roasted nuts. So I'm approaching the bands, and the bands are about to come out. But before I even take the band off, let me just take a second to just appreciate the art. The red, the dragons, the gold, the glistening of it. This was done amazingly. And it just bewilders me, completely bewilders me, that this is an actually good cigar. I'm definitely about slightly more than halfway into the cigar, so I'll see you guys in the last third. Look at the ash. Just Look at that ash. That is an ash I like. It looks like your cartoony, stereotypical cigar. The construction excels my mind because I overcut. I'll mention that. I overcut. If you see here, it's overcut. You can see the wrapper slightly coming off right here. But it didn't unravel. I applied a very slight amount of saliva just to keep it sticking together. I'm spinning this cigar. I don't have to hold nothing down. And even in the beginning part, you saw in the very beginning part that even at the bottom part was slightly elevated. But it stuck. It stood together. Fuck, man. This is a... Fuck. Ah. Shit. So I'm approaching the last third and there's not much of a flavor change. And what I mean by not much of a flavor change, typically on the last third of cigars, things starts to dip. This is still right up there. It's being consistent. So it's more of like a graph of just going up and then just stalemating. Like it's already hit the tippy top. It's the top of the video. And it's just a straight line. It's not declining at all. You still have this fruitiness. You still have everything I mentioned before. I'm not going to restate everything again. It's already on the screen. Everything I said right here on the second third, it's applying for the last third. Nothing died down. Nothing was blank. Nothing was diluted. It's just still at that level, which is blowing my mind. I want to get into my rating and I'm still working on my rating system. I'm still going to stick with my 3s for now until I actually finalize a complete final list of how I'm going to rate my cigars. It's going to go with construction, taste notes, and then experience. Experience most likely might be scrapped in next future weeks or months. And I might find something else to replace experience with something. For the time being, I'm just going to do construction, taste notes, and experience. For construction, this part, right, which is hard to find, right there, it's right there. It's latching on. You know, it came out a little bit here and there, maybe once or twice, but with a little bit application of saliva, it stuck. It's not unraveling. It's not cracking. As you can see with the body of it that's still here, you can see the veins, you can see all the components. The draw is so smooth and elegant. Smoke output is amazing, for example. That smoke output is gorgeous. The draw has barely to no resistance. You have the flavor notes being consistent the whole way through, nothing dropping, no blank spots, no irregular burns, no canoeing, no tunneling. Everything is packed to the brim. The ash was white. Now the ash is great because now it's getting more intense. So you actually get a bit more flavor. So whatever I was getting in the second third, it's just getting amplified in the last third, which is mind-blowing to me. So I'm going to give the construction a 9. When it comes to taste notes, I lean towards dessert cigars. It's the first time you're watching my videos, then I typically go for cigars that has chocolate, espresso, more like a dessert style cigar. You know, things that reminds me of a latte, things that reminds me of candy. This one is more floral. It's definitely a little bit out of my element of things I typically enjoy. When it comes to the rating, I'm not going to subject it with the whole dessert cigar. I'm just going to put it in its own category, which is floral. And most cigars that's in that floral categories are Cuban cigars. When it comes to the floral components of cigars I have had, this overshot all of them. I had a Partagas Tostinias, I had different Cohibas, I had different Montes, I had the Veguero. I've had pretty much a lot of Cuban cigars, Bolivars, the list goes on. And a lot of them have that same components, But because of Cuban cigars being so rushed into the market, some of them have little dry spells. Some of them are not as flavorful. You could tell they're rushed. They're not aged properly. They're just trying to just send more for more commission, more profit, more profit. This one, they took their time on. I'm not sure how long it's been aged. I'm not sure how long ago it was made. They're being very secretive when it comes to this cigar itself. Everything's undisclosed, but it is amazing. With that being said, I'm gonna give the taste notes, I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9 because I love the fact that how this cigar stays consistent and doesn't just like decline. It just stays at the level, even though it's at the end, and it's actually getting more intensified. That's enjoyable. When it comes to the experience element with the cigar, that's when it gets kind of a little more complex. I definitely would want to get more of these. It burns ever so well. It has a great taste. There's so many components about this cigar that it's just excels my expectation. But putting aside the Gurkha name, putting aside of my feelings towards the company, I'm just gonna look at this as just a cigar. An experience just from this draw and the experience from the cigar itself. The fact that the leaf was slightly loose, but yet stuck together, not really tunneling, white, mostly white ash, draw being so flawless, taste notes being very well. I will have to put the cigar's experience between the 8.5 to a 9 as well. And the reason why I'm taking slight points off is not talking about the cap part of the eye overcut. So that's my fault. It was just obviously the bottom part being slightly loose, but it was the fact that it didn't come out. That's a cool feature. The fact that all I had to do to keep this from unraveling was just literally just, that's it. That much saliva I had to put in. That's cool. That's awesome. But here comes my honest opinion. Can I put this next to the Ethyphle like somebody else did? I will have to say no. It definitely can't be in the candidate of my top 10 spot of all time. It's just more complex because the Suma has so many different elements that kept on interchanging within every 5 to 10 minutes, which made me feel like I was on a roller coaster going just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. The Ethyphle was just hit after hit after hit. You had the spiciness. This one, the red pepper, gone. It's gone. I don't get much pepper at all. The pepper was in the beginning and then it just died down completely. It just gave me a whole bunch of floral fruitiness, wet cederness, earthiness, nuttiness. It just gave me all these amazing elements that I thoroughly enjoy smelling. I love going to a flower shop and just taking in the aroma. I love going to the woods. I love walking around the park. I love the smell of the park, especially in the fall time. So I can't even compare it to that. This is on its own pedestal. When it comes to trying to combine the two, it's hard to. This is a goddamn good cigar. Really good. That's just my opinion. I highly suggest you guys make your own opinions. And by doing that, there's 50,000 of these. Check your areas or phone a friend. This cigar is $25. And I think for $25, you're 100% getting your money's worth. In all honesty, I actually feel like this could be a potentially $30, $35 cigar. I'd still be fine with getting it. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed today's review on a Gurkha Year of the Dragon. As always, I love your faces, and I'm out. Peace.